be at least 1/3 of it. So if you have diameter big like this, and you low like this, it's like you can't do an error, and it's not, you can't do origami. So the line is really nice. And I really like the finish of this and the portion of it. It's a beautiful piece. This one will be a Moribana piece. A Moribana we would like to have it because it used pin frogs. So the pin frogs takes about this much height. So what is left is of water. So should be still okay. But if it is a little bit higher, it will be better because it will hold more water. And so the blend will be longer. I really like this finish here. It looks very zen, very Japanese. And I think that for a smaller arrangement, it looks very good. And this is also for a small arrangement. It looks wonderful. The color of this is very suitable for Ikebana. We don't want anything too bright. The color like black, brown, or blue, always very nice for Ikebana. And when you start doing something fancy, a multiple mount, it's wonderful. However, it has a different way to use it. Sometimes we kind of move it around to see how you can use it. For example, like this. If it stays like this, sturdy, then sometimes you can use it this area of flower, and then it will be more than one way to use it. It will be very interesting. The finish is very nice, and I think it's very interesting. Have 3 different, so you can do a small but very nice arrangement with this shape. This one is also very interesting. I like it very much because this is part of the arrangement. And then you can move around to see how, one time you can use this way, the other time you can change around. So it's very wonderful to use. Or you can use cascading, it's nice, and our proportion is also very nice. This would be very good arrangement also. It's a little smaller size.
That's a different person. This one goes.
Oh, okay. I wonder how sturdy it is. I guess when you feel water in here, then it will be more stable. But it's some small feet. Yeah. This one is very organic. It looks very nice. It looks like a tree trunk. I think it's also beautiful. I would prefer if it is just a little bit taller. This is a beautiful one. I like the fact that you have 2 different, it's separated. It's not together. So you can have water in here and then separate. So it's very interesting. Again, the finish is beautiful. I think this is a very heavy vase, isn't it?
Heavy? With water. Yes.
Yeah. By itself, it's very sturdy, very thick and sturdy. So beautiful, beautiful vase. And we like something fancy. After you get the basic for the first 2 years, 3 years, and you start looking for something a little more fancy, so you can be more creative with your arrangement. And this is one of those. You can very nice. You have a little dip in the front here, which is very beautiful because when you do a Ikebana, everything is leaning forward. So a little dip in the front make it nice, easy to lean forward. And sometimes I see hanging arrangement, same thing. The hanging arrangement, you have the arrangement. You have the vase hanging like this, and then having a little lower this is, and the high in the back, because in the back you have something to hook it, right? You have a hole so you can hook it on something, on the wall or something.
I can do that.
But a little thing dip in the front is better, because if you have this like this, you won't be able to have the material cascading down. Hanging arrangement has to be cascading.
Right.
So having this give you material cascading down is very nice, but the back has to be a bit higher so you can hang it.
Would it be appropriate to make the back, would it be appropriate to make the back flat?
Yeah, flat on the wall.
Okay,
Right?
I can do that.
And then a hole on the
Okay.
wall.
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
enough distance back to front?
Normally, because the material hanging down like this, so we like to be a little bit deeper.
Deeper which way?
Deeper.
This way?
Yeah, deeper.
Okay, all right.
So it will be, yes.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
that's the one, remember?
Maybe like this. So when the material goes like this, then it goes like this.
Yeah.
But if it is too shallow, then the material has no room
No,
to
wait,
go.
yeah, well, May Shine has been
Yeah.
making us make these wider and wider
Yeah.
over the years, so, and this is an okay width.
Oh,
We
that's
can
nice.
quit here, okay?
Yeah, that's nice.
I'll
But
never
she
tell
liked
them.
having two separate.
Yeah, so they can put material on one side and not on the
Yeah.
other, right?
Yeah, and then you can have something different.
Yeah.
And this is, the finish is beautiful. Is it? I think it's sturdy.
Oh, it's pretty, yeah,
Yes,
you put water in it, it's not going anywhere.
This
Now,
table
listen to her, she's gonna say something about the top. Go
Yeah,
talk to him.
the top, again, the width
You want to be
being,
able to reach in.
being like narrow width like this, it's a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
Because your material, so for example, this is your branch material. And then your branch material is gonna be like this. That's it. So some will work, some will not. If you have a natural curve like this, we will.
Having a ledge on the inside is good or not?
No, we don't want that, yeah.
See?
We're professionals, so
See,
we can deal with those
so
things.
glad. You should hear me in the studio when he's making these, I go, honey, they don't want that on the top.
Well, you know, these days,
Oh, yeah, I like this.
you buy things coming from Japan, the cylinder container, something like this. They have a latch here. And it is for Ikenobo people. Ikenobo people, they do more, when they do Nagara, they use pin frogs. So the latch to put the pin frog and stay there. But normally you don't do that. Your training is to be able to deal with material in any way. So the little latch here kind of limited your capability to use the branch
Well,
material.
what about the lip going out this way?
I think it's fine.
You think that's
Yeah,
okay?
I think it's
But
fine. Doesn't
inside,
matter. Yeah, inside a little bit wider.
Okay, right,
deeper
fine.
would be better. Because when you look at the vase this big, you imagine that your arrangement is going to be big,
exactly.
right? So a little bit more depth width will give you more room to work with. This is a beautiful one. I think it's the shape of it, organic shape.
That was a May Shine order.
May shine.
Yeah, she's bought any number of these.
Oh, really?
Waffle School?
Yeah.
She's always.
She has a lot of
she's
vase.
She's, oh, yeah.
She has a lot of vase, and I think this is wonderful.
Oh, good, thank
Is
you.
it, the depth is enough, so you can
The depth,
put pin
okay,
frogs in?
Here, the depth, I mean, that much
Yeah.
depth. We have a little lower one, and we have a little higher one.
Yeah,
Higher,
higher is not as good, and lower is not
Ah,
too
see,
good. So
okay.
you,
This is a good height.
yeah,
about
this is a
3
good,
inches.
this is a good height.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
so
from
nice
here.
to have.
And then
this.
also have the little leg down, it's beautiful, because it's elevated.
Yeah, that's-
To make it
That's why
look a little
we do that on
more-
these too, on
Yeah,
the big ones.
have a leg, I always have like the little leg.
Yes.
I love it, because it just elevates, it makes it cute. Now,
A little limiting in the
yeah,
but it's
but
sweet.
the thing is it's all go through, so when you fill the water only goes here.
Exactly.
So you can only use either material from here, but if material from here, normally it's harder because when we do material, we put material into the vase, normally it doesn't go down deep. You have to be able to lean. So it's kind of tiptoe it at the tip, and it doesn't reach up the water. So in this case, but you know, this is a cute one, you know, you don't do a whole lot with it. But in case if you have something like this and the larger size, you want to maybe stop here so the water can be separate from this. So you can still use this and the water can, even if your stem just go on the tip of it, it still touch water. I like to have this to form. And I like this also. I think that this is, do they go together? In the waffle school, a lot of people in the waffle school, they do double arrangement. So double arrangement is like, you know, the same shape, doesn't have necessarily, but something similar. For example, this is same shape, same color, then you can go together. And this is looking very cute. Having all the way going through this, I think is okay. But most of the time we have, because you have to put green frog in here. So that, I think that's fine.
But you can make a bigger one and separate it right there.
Like a combo.
Yeah, make it two parts.
Yeah.
And this one goes with that.
This one goes with that?
Yes. Well, it doesn't go with a set.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
same artist, same person.
Oh, I love this finish. It looks like metal. It is. Look,
She likes that
it
finish.
looks like metal.
That's a good glaze.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Is it the black mountain? It's just, yeah, that's just black
It's
mountain.
very nice. I'm
It's so
gonna,
easy, you don't have to break.
it has a wonderful shape. I always try to look to see if there's one more way to use it.
Yeah, right.
And
Like wall things.
I know. And that's how we always look, you know. Here, look at this. I can do this and I can do that.
There we go.
And I think you can do this too.
Yeah,
Isn't it wonderful?
that's fine. If it would be.
And the water in here is enough for a small arrangement, as long as this is stable. But again, you know, we have glue dots.
Glue dots, right?
Yeah, we have glue dots. We use glue dots. It's a magical thing.
Glue dots are good.
Yeah. Let's see. I think this is beautiful. I think that a little bit less decorative would be more appropriate for Ikebana. It doesn't mean that we don't use it, but we use it more selectively. For example, if the container is decorative, the arrangement has to be less decorative, less amount. So it doesn't have, those two elements don't fight each other. So of course I can use this for something, but again, the material put in, I have to think about what to do, not a lot of things going on. But this is very beautiful. And this is look like a little trunk of a tree. Very nice, enough depth. A little more decorative than we normally want. Usually, when we get to a high level, we get a lot of containers. We never stop buying containers. And then we have different things, more decorative, less decorative. But for the beginner people, we always said, don't buy anything too decorative because you can only use once in a while. Yeah, I think I like it also, but I would like it a little bit taller. This is called Nagara style. Nagara is a stem. So if you have a vase like this and you have Nagara, like branches material, it looks good, but a little bit taller, give the proportion a better proportion. This is that 2-in-1? Mm-hmm. Oh, can you remove it? Mm-hmm. Oh, cool.
Just can't put any water on the outside.
No.
Yeah, I guess not. Very interesting. Very interesting idea. You know what I can do with this? If I can remove it.
Put your hand inside, it'll probably pull out. Put your hand inside and pull it out. I think, I'm guessing, there you go.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Well, this is what if I see something like this, I could do something like this. I could do this as one arrangement and put a little bowl inside. And I can use this as a second arrangement.
Nice idea.
But it's an unusual look, unusual vase.
With the height thing, this be the same?
The height, this has to be taller, otherwise it's going to be so small. Yeah. The height is, for me, the proportion is important to give the balance to the
So
finish arrangement.
is there a rule of thumb, like how high it should be according to the
But
width?
the rule of thumb is like, if you measure this,
Okay.
it has to be more than 3 times the diameter
Okay.
of this. This is a cute one for the bathroom. Somebody need to have some of them. So it's kind of cute. And I like this shape too. I think it's very interesting. Again, a little bit taller would be perfect. Now, the vase, the mouth of the vase is also something that we take into consideration. For example, if the vase is short but the mouth is big, make the arrangement very hard. We do mechanics to make arrangements with sticks. So we do sticks. For example, if I have the material, my branch material, you have like one stick here. This is more, so how I do this kind of stick. Some other school do different sticks. So for example, you have the vase like this. Sometimes you do a vertical support. So the vertical support goes something coming in like this, so it goes like this, and this guy like this. If the mouth is too big, it's gonna be all over the place. You can't control it. So the mouth has to be somehow the right dimension, so it would be not too far. The shape is beautiful. Just a a little bit taller would be just wonderful. Everything looks beautiful. And then a little rough inside sometimes works really well. I mean, sometimes we have slippery inside,
Yes.
the branch keep falling, and this is very, rough inside.
Yeah.
It makes it really helpful to hold the branch. It doesn't.
Texture, would you say about this much down from the top of the vase to do a texture ring?
Texture thing?
Yeah,
bit
but it's not that important.
Yeah.
But I see something like this, I say, oh, that's great when you arrangement. But when you learn, you got to be able to handle everything. So for you to spend extra time to do that, it's not really
It's the
important.
kind of clay.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, we do everything, but it's nice to have it. But spending extra effort, I don't think it's necessary.
When Ron Brown did our jurying last flower show, and I gave him a vase that had one of those textured things, and he says he likes to use it when he's demonstrating
Yeah.
because it's quicker.
Yeah, exactly. It stay. You put it in like, look, just stay.
And this one, we didn't talk about that one.
Yeah. Well, this is a very classic and very typical or standard finish, which is very useful for you, whether you're going to be beginner or you're going to be more advanced. So you can always use something like this. Again, the dimension of the height, I would like to have a little bit more height. Like this. This is a great height. That's a great height, and I think that's a beautiful one too.
Okay, what is that?
There's a yardstick right over there. Barbara, behind you is a
What there?
yardstick.
A yardstick.
Between the two racks.
I mean, don't you think this is
On the
perfect?
floor.
And the finish is beautiful too.
They're all over the I'm sorry, I'm the one who wanted to.
Okay, well, let's see what. So this would be
13 and about a 3-inch.
and then the
Well,
diameter
that's probably a little, and you said that diameter was a little
about
small?
close to 4. Yeah. So that's fine. No, this is
No,
good.
that diameter's good, okay,
This
all
is
right.
good. This
Okay.
is good. Now this one, like you said, okay, this one is 11, right? 11. Diameter is 4. So it's a little shy of 1/3.
Okay.
Yeah. And I always look for interesting shape like this. When you get to be more advanced, it's fun to use it. It's shaped like this. But let's see how do you put the mechanic in? Because sometimes we have beautiful vase, but we have to think about how we're gonna put the mechanic in to hold the flowers. Well, in this case, it's fine because we use jumbo wire. We jump it together. We just jam it in and we can use it. So that doesn't matter. But the shape is very interesting. But I like this better. This has more dimensions. And I love these kind of things. I've seen this a lot, and it's always so useful. And again, like ivory white, perfect. You can use the flatness of this. You might be able to, if you put a pin frog in, it can stay. That's good.
The number has to be different. If I can find it. Is there a number on it?
Anything too fancy always works well. This is nice too. Very beautiful.
Beautiful. Yours are lit. Okay.
And like these kind of colors works well, really well. Yeah. Same with this one. Very interesting. a little more fancy work in here. It's beautiful. And looks, looks like metal. Very nice. This one is good. Small arrangement, enough depth here. That's good. Yeah, I mean, a little bit bigger. Probably, I would prefer to have everything looks good. The color, the depth, everything. A little bit bigger. It looks. When we do arrangement, we don't want to have flowers full mouth. So you're gonna have your arrangement on the corner, for example, and then you leave this area water.
Right.
So a little bit more water make the arrangement looks good. And I think like this shape is beautiful too. The finish is beautiful, the shape is beautiful, everything is beautiful. 34, beautiful. Is that 34? 3/8. 3/8. Yeah. And I've seen this Mayshine has some of these. It's beautiful.
You can make those.
Yeah. It's great. And she has one of these, and she has a bigger one she uses as a double. Wonderful. It might be a little too deep, but it's Ikebana is really an art, not a science. So a little bit less, a little bit more is okay. Yeah. Too much less, too much more would be a little bit troublesome. This is too very wonderful. And this vase is very good. Proportion-wise, it's beautiful. The finish is beautiful. The mouth is in proportion with the vase. And so with the finish arrangement, it would be very, very elegant. Very elegant looking. This is good too. This one is beautiful. It's beautiful. This is the finished one.
No, that's just the clay, I think. Is that just black mountain?
Just the
Yeah.
But it's waterproof inside, so
Oh,
that's
yeah, glazed on the
fine. Yeah.
Glaze on the inside.
That's fine. I think this is interesting. I guess it looks great. You can do a lot of things with it. Would be a small arrangement because you're going to have a small pin frog because it's small pin frog and not a whole lot of water. It looks great.
Really
It's
tall,
unusual.
standing up out
Yeah,
of it would be nice.
it's unusual.
How's the depth?
The depth is fine.
Okay.
The pin frogs are going to be up here. But because you can't have too much water in here, so you don't want to have a lot of things going on here because it's going to drink the water and it won't be enough. And I love this. I think this is interesting. I'm not sure if, what do you think, Irene? With the 4 squares like this. What do you think? Can you visualize in your mind?
You
what
probably
you're
would
gonna do
use,
with it?
what, 2 and leave 2 empty maybe?
Yeah. Or maybe use one.
And just let the others show?
Yeah. It's unusual.
Kind of an angle.
Yeah,
Use the back corner.
And having little square here is an advantage because it holds the material, doesn't fall, go all over the place. I think this is wonderful. This is a beautiful vase. It's a little rough inside, so it's still waterproof, right?
I assume so. I don't know. No, well, it could be just fire high enough. That it'll be
Yeah.
waterproof.
But this is beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not as stable as you'd like it to be, though.
Yeah, it's not very stable, but when you put the water in, it will be heavier. So it'll be okay, right? Beautiful. There's a little stock inside. I don't know why, but doesn't matter. This one, I love it. The only thing I would say that would be better is the mouth is a little too small comparing to the size of the vase. Because this is a big size. You're going to make a bigger
So
vase.
that's got the bent-in lip up at the top.
So it's
and that-
limited a little bit, yeah.
Nick would do that.
Yeah, without it, it might be enough. This is nice. A good size, a good size. And everything looks good. Finishing, everything looks very nice.
And this one?
Oh, yeah, well this is good. This is for basic, very nice. The color is nice and shape is good. Perfect.
I've always been telling them the navy blue works well, but the
Navy blue.
blue-green is,
Yeah, that's the harder one.
Navy blue, black, brown, a little beige like that, all like that. But something like blue-green, a little bit too eye-catching. This is more decorative, but I think it's fine when you use something like this. I think the depth is it, wonder if it's enough depth. I think it's still fine. A little bit more depth would be better, because I think that, you know, if you see from the side, you have enough depth. But this, because this being going down, so you have a little bit less. It's good, huh? Yeah, it's good.
It's got design, but it
Yeah, it's got the
doesn't,
design, you know, like
overwhelm.
bamboo leaves or something. And this one, again, not enough, but not deep enough. I can do something like this, but it's a little hard. It's a depends when you choose material. You choose materials that the stem is very skinny and has a lot going on. Then you're fine. But that you just have to choose the right material. It's, I don't know if it's stable enough. Do you think it's stable enough? Yeah, yeah. The bottom part is very flat. It's good. So you have this. Is it that one?
This is when you don't have any flowers.
Ah.
You float one in here with some water.
Oh, okay. That's a wonderful idea. I'm not sure if that is the depth. The depth is enough. It might be okay. So when you have something like this and you really wanted to use it, you can still use it, but you just have to pay attention that you need to keep filling water. Yeah. And then you find the material that doesn't need a lot of volume or something like that. So it doesn't drink a lot. So a little bit on water on the tip will still be okay. Some like roses, if you use roses in here, it won't last long. Yeah. That is a gorgeous container. This is interesting. So you have something like this, and then the flower will come out from here. Huh? Yeah. Stable. That's nice. Yeah, that would be very, very nice for a smaller arrangement. Vases like this is so beautiful, but for Ikebana people, it's difficult. When the mouth goes out like this. For Western arrangement, if you come home from the market, if you have a bouquet of flowers, then you just plop it in and it goes like this, perfect. But Ikebana, we arrange the way that is precise angle. So if you have, can I please have a stand? And you know, it goes out like this, you can't control it. Well, you know, if you have a vase, a beautiful vase like this, and it's still coming out, we will, you know, on a higher level, you will be able to control it. But a shorter without like this, see, it's going too far. So, and then if you want to do mechanics inside, we have some kind of mechanic, like, you know, some cross support, for example. We do a cross support like this with the irregular side of the vase like this in one hole. So it's a little bit difficult to have the mouth like this. This one's fine. It's good. The height is good. Again, this is more like the shape of the Chinese vase, and it was fine. At a high level, you can do it, but it's not as wide as this
You
one.
could
So
still put the cross supports in there because of this.
Yeah. And this is great. This is, you know, the mouth is good, the shape is good, everything is in proportion, the finish is wonderful. There are some variation of the finished glaze, great. This is also good. It's just for a small arrangement. We normally say that, you know, we don't want anything too colorful, but I like this. Because sometimes you have a, you know, and for me, if I use this, my eye goes like here. It doesn't go like here because that's the part that you want to show. Some pin frog or something, or some floating sounds are fine. Smaller pin frogs.
I think you can put some stones or gravel in
Some
it,
stone,
put your pin
yeah.
frog on top.
That's good. You can put some stone here and put a pin frog on top, and then you don't have that much depth, and you can still work with this very nicely. This one,
It could almost look like to me.
because know people they put a pin prop right here, and they're going to use that. So it will be more of a special kind of school or design, not universal to everybody. A small arrangement for, a Mori basket, a small. The depth is enough to put it in properly.
14 inches.
Whoever made this container is very good in calculating how the arrangement comes out. I suppose. When we do an arrangement that using basket, and this is kind of imitating a basket, we want to show the basket like this. So the flowers coming like this. So the basket, we have to show the frame of the basket. So that's kind of nice. And then here again, it's imitating the weave of the bamboo. So it's beautiful, isn't it?
It's gorgeous.
Very beautiful. This is a lot more fun for some. I like something that you work with the clay and then with your hands and kind of making different shapes to it. So this would be interesting.
How's the color?
The color is great. I mean, all these colors. I can't see anything in here that the color will be too bright or too eye-catching that you distract you from the flower. This would be beautiful. I don't know if this is much too complicated. Do you think it's too complicated?
Well, the fact that it's all one color, I think,
Yeah.
makes it more usable.
Yeah, the color is great. I'm not sure if it's too much design to make it too complicated. I guess it's okay. It's just not too much. And it's very stable. That's good.
Proportions are good.
Proportion is wonderful. Now having a little jagged mouth here, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. Because when you start making your arrangement, you have to work around it to see where is your front. And then if I see this, my front is going to be here. Because it's a little bit down that way. My front certainly cannot be, it can be here, but this is a bit more down. It's harder to be here. Because when you put the flowers, one will be one in here. So you're going to have to choose that's going to be your front. I think this is a very good compost container. I'm not sure about having this going all the way down because then you have to choose, you have to find the pin frog that is going so it stops right here. And it can be done. It's just something you have to pay attention to it. But as far as it's wonderful. It would be more like using pin frog or using wire. Not a Nagaro style like this kind of vase because the opening is just too big in order to arrange material and be able to control the angle effectively. Very interesting vase, beautiful, but the question is that you have to put water in, and when you put water in, you can only put it to this level. So then you make arrangement, you make sure that it has to go in here, and then with that limited opening, the material is hard to be bleeding out like that. So that's the limitation of this container. However, if you can find, if you get the right material, it would be very beautiful. But the limitation is the height of the water.
So it might be better without a smaller hole.
I guess so. Yeah.
Or have all of them at the same level, around the same level, or a little bit higher?
Can I have the stamp, please? Okay, so if I have a stem, now all of them, most of them are not as easy as this one, because this one has always have an angle like this, right? So if you have a straight branch, let's say you have a straight branch like this, and you put it in here, you have to know that your tip of the stem goes down in the water. So you put it down here, sometimes you don't, it's hard. But you know, I think this is a part of the beauty of it. So there is some beauty of it, but as far as the flowers, it's a little bit more difficult to deal with. Or you can put it in here. Yeah, you can put it in here. Yeah. But again, if you put it in here or in here, that's fine. But then you have to think about how it's doable. But it's just that you have to think about, okay, that's the water only comes here, so there's a limitation when you do the arrangement. I think these are gorgeous. Very beautiful. You have enough depth from here to the bottom, so there's plenty of water depth to keep your material fresh. It's just beautiful. Instead of the regular just plain shape, you have a little bit more of that, you know, this area, make it more interesting. And you know, if I'm using this kind of material, this kind of vase for my arrangement, probably you want to emphasize this area. So having it long, you cover this is not be a good idea. So I think this is just unusual, very beautiful. And all of these three are very nice. You know, in Ikebana, we always look for asymmetrical kind of things. So I think this is beautiful, but I'm just thinking if you make it more asymmetrical, not on both sides, that might be a good idea. Huh? What do you think? Yeah. Very good. Anything else? Did you get all those? Oh, no, not yet.
Inside.
Okay,
Yep.
inside. Okay, we have to do this. Okay, this basket things is always beautiful to make arrangement. It's the vase makes such an important look to the arrangement. And I see you can have these holes in here.
You like those holes in there?
Well, we don't necessarily use it, but it's there, and it doesn't take anything away from it. The thing about it is that you still have water going up to this level, so you still have enough water here. And the hole is part of the decoration of the vase. That we barely, I don't think that we're going to use flowers hanging in here, because then it's just too restrained. So more likely we're going to use some here, because then we'll frame it. But it is part of the beauty of the vase. Yeah, this one I think is fine. It's a different shape, and this is cylindrical shape. This is more like a round belly, but so it's still very beautiful with the mouth, the width of the mouth is still very nice. And again, all these could be a small arrangement. And yeah, these four. Okay. Oh, this one is beautiful. And you see the ribs inside here? The rib makes it easier.
She likes the ribs.
And sometimes you say, okay, the width is not enough. But in this case, we don't necessarily make arrangement that look that way. Sometimes you have a big vase and you have this kind of shape, and you make it like this, it's just heavy looking. And another way to use it is to make arrangement and tilt it like this. So the front will be like here, and then you have more depth to go in that way. And then it makes the vase more elegant looking instead of just like this. So we tilt it a little bit like that. Gorgeous. And these are all nice, small, nice arrangements. small, nice vases for small arrangement. Bathrooms, very nice. Beautiful. A little blue in here is fine. Doesn't take it. Beautiful. This one is, again, we're talking about the proportion between the diameter and the height. So a little bit taller would be great, but because this finish is so beautiful. Very beautiful. And this one is very appropriate. Nice, huh? Just beautiful. Now this one is taller, so this one is fine. It's taller. And the finish is just black, so black we can use black everywhere. It's not discriminating, so it's beautiful. I like this vase a lot, but it was a limitation on how much you can put in, because it's so small here. Vase is big by itself, but the opening is very small. You know, it can be used, but it's just that it's small, so you have to be careful what you use, what material you use. And this is wonderful. This shape is very beautiful. Very free flow. Beautiful. But again, I mean, this one is a little bit short, but it's not, because it has all these beautiful things. So I think I can use something like that very nicely, because it's so interesting. Every corner you turn it, look at this, very beautiful. Same as that. And this one too, beautiful, beautiful glaze. Not small comparing to the size of the vase. It's just not small, because you're not going to put big branch in here. So it's very nice. And I think I've seen this.
Yeah.
This shade. Who is this?
It's Kyoko.
Signature.
Kyoko.
It's Kyoko, right?
Kyoko
Yeah.
does those.
It's really beautiful.
And I stole the idea from Kyoko. I do them in texture, so.
You know, I think it's great, but if I have a wish, I would like to have a little bit taller.
It's taller.
Yeah, a little bit taller if I have a wish. That would be perfect.
And you talk about difficult to put together.
Oh, no,
No, but you
yeah.
make this taller, the
Yeah.
triangles are really tricky at best, so.
Then make the mouth smaller.
I see, then start with the
Yeah.
base smaller.
Make
Okay,
the mouth smaller.
they're fun to make though.
Gorgeous.
I stole the idea from Kyoko.
These two.
No, these are great. I like this a lot. This one again, I like a little bit taller. It's not so short.
It's fun though.
A little bit, maybe about this much.
Surface is
Then,
really
yeah,
nice.
Really
The
nice.
surface is wonderful. About this much.
Another
Yeah,
Yeah, just
yeah.
eyeballing. Yeah, just eyeballing. I would. I think
That's
so.
really fun.
And you know those when you make something like this, and people who do Ikebana, they look at it. Oh, it's really nice, but they want to have something that they really can use it. You know. So I mean, this is just so beautiful. It's finished and everything so beautiful. But if you would love it if you have a little bit taller, then it would be very practical.
It's good to know what that proportion is.
Yeah.
Makes it easier for the guys making them too.
Unless you don't make a hole here. Stop it.
Stop it, just have
Yeah,
it like a
stop.
compost,
Yeah,
yeah.
like this. Like this.
Two-part, yeah.
Yeah, make it two parts. It makes the whole work easier.
It's actually
Think
easier,
about it.
it's easier to make it too.
Yeah. Really?
Simple. Yeah, sure.
You got two-piece and
You
then we
make
put it
two-piece
together.
And you just make a little bowl,
Yeah.
stop it,
Yeah.
put it on there, piece of cake.
But you know, if it's for something else, but for Ikebana, then I would like to have this stop.
But you like having a set of things, like a tall and a short
When,
sometimes?
some schools, Waffle do a lot of
Two-part.
double things. So, my Meisha and she.
Right.
Yes.
Is there a proportion for the double pieces?
Not necessarily, but you
Okay.
don't want to have that
Oh,
one
no,
piece
well,
so
no.
big and one piece so tiny.
Yeah, your eye is going to go to that. I
Yeah.
just wondered
I've
if there
seen
was
two
some,
really that are almost the same size
and still work.
and still work.
And
interesting.
same size is still work. The one you arrange it, you arrange more material on one and
Ah, I
less
see.
material
Oh, that
on the
makes
other.
sense.
Yeah. So it's just very flexible, but just don't make it that one's too small. We don't do little things. Like when I teach my class, students will bring in tiny vase like this. I say, okay, well, tiny vase is great, but make it at home. When you go to class, you learn the regular size. But if you want to do tiny, you can play it at home. We don't teach in class tiny little things, unless if you do a double, then you have a small one and a big one. That's part of one arrangement.
And they also can be flat and tall together.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
are similar.
Yeah.
I see what you're, yeah,
Yeah.
right.
The flat and the Moribana and Nagara. Or Nagara, Moribana, Moribana. It's just all flexible, so it's all doable. Depending on what lessons you have.
Right. Well, it's very helpful.
Wow, wonderful. I think we have great stuff here. A lot of beautiful stuff.